Hello and welcome to the Bristly Stranger. We have come to something brand new on the channel, Wildermyth. It's from Voidwalker Games, it's still in early access, but there is quite a lot of polish to the game already. I think the art style certainly lends something to that. Such beautiful graphics. It would be hard to describe it in a nutshell. It is a procedurally generated tactical RPG. But that would be doing it an injustice. It's also a graphic novel, a choose-your-own-adventure, where choice definitely matters. Your heroes, their gear, which is something I love to see in games, appears on them. So if you get a new shield, you can see them holding the shield. If you get a new cloak, that goes on as well, and it does alter. I'm led to believe that the characters even age as the time spins on. I've only played a little bit of it, and it is certainly very reminiscent of pen and paper roleplay games. Obviously, depending on your story, there are only going to be a certain amount of choices, but there's no way the devs could foresee everything a player would want to do. I think the options are fairly good. I have played a little bit of this just to try and figure out how it worked and see how it recorded, and the graphics definitely endear themselves to me. When we get to the combat, you'll see that it's kind of a 2D paper standee style, kind of like a game we have played, Card Hunter. I don't know if anyone remembers that on the channel. It has a very similar aesthetic to the way it looks. It does play in a very different way. And they kind of have their own magic system, which I really love. Now obviously it is early access, so things may change in the game, and also we may encounter a few bugs. I have already encountered one bug when I wanted to sign in as a new player, so I deleted my old name, and because it hadn't got any names, it didn't give me any options. And the only thing I could do then was tab out and close it, but the music kind of persisted even though the game had closed, and the only way I could stop that was by doing a complete restart on the computer. Now that wouldn't have been annoying at all if I wasn't doing something else as well. And I think in the whole scheme of things, it shouldn't really come up. As you can see just above New Story, I am signed in as Bristly Stranger, but you can have multiple players on the same game, which is something I love to see because my kids often love to play these games, and they often, very thoughtlessly, save over each other's games. Obviously with this you can sign in as your own player and keep your own progress just to your account. Not many games do that anymore, but I do love to see it. I think that's enough waffling about stuff for now. Let's get into a new story and see what our options are. So in new story mode we get lots of different options. Some of them are coming soon. Obviously you can see the bottom two, Monarchs Under the Mountain and Alunda and the Moth. They are coming soon. They are locked anyway, as are the other three. And that is only until we've completed the tutorial. I think because effectively I've signed in as a new player, I've not played the tutorial yet. So when we start Age Bullstrix, we will get a little tutorial mission. It's quite nice because it does involve the story in it as well, but it does show you how to play the game. I'll try and get through that as quick as possible, and then we can have a look at the game proper. So depending on what campaign we choose, we also get some campaign options. Now one is difficulty JKRL, and I quite like that. That is just standard difficulty. If we open it up, it's got C.S. Lewis, that's obviously easy mode, George R.R. Martin, a bit harder, and Lovecraft for insane mode. I've not tried that out. I think we will stick with normal mode for now. If you don't like the 4 difficulty settings, you can customise it completely, and that way you can play the game exactly how you want to. You can also install mods, but we're going to just play the base game. We don't want any mods. On some of the campaigns you can change the main enemy, but of course we can't do that. The Gorgons are the main enemy of this campaign. So we are starting a new chapter, and it's called Smoke. There is a pretty good wiki attached to the game, and if you're confused about what anything does, you can jump to the wiki at almost any point. But this bit of the game is kind of like a graphic novel. I'll try not to let my dyslexia get in the way. We'll move through the story, I'll read bits out. I might skip ahead if it's not relevant to the video. So the opening of this campaign, this book, there is room in it for another story. It's cold, I'm stuck here. If I die, I'll be sure to leave my name. Right, then this must be the beginning. Here, in our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. Perturbed only by the ache in her weary legs, a young woman named Bald took the seasonal road to the town of Gustelop. Everyone's life is their own private legend. And every legend is a love story. That's the truth. Sure, the tale of Bald Timbleway doesn't have its guiding star, not yet. And I suppose love can take many forms, but mine will be incredibly handsome, I think. Alright, no more useless thoughts. Morning's getting late, and I have still to drag Arita out of her door. She'll be staring out of the window, gnawing a mouthful of old biscuits and some quandary or riddle. Smoke. Smoke! So now we get our first choice. Watch me worry, she's fine. There's a bit of rivalry, so Arita, do we have a rivalry with her? Are we good friends? Looks like Arita's starting fires again. Not that who want to rescue a lady that needed it, so we can have romance. So it is completely up to us. I think Arita's our friend, so we're going to go with that option. Arita, tell me this wasn't you this time. The whole place on fire. So we get a little bit of a tutorial pop-up here. This is just about moving. So if we move to a green space, we can move and still have an action left. If we move to a yellow space, it is effectively a double action that ends our turn. So we will close this. We can see fires up ahead. If we move up to the first one, I think, yeah, we can extinguish this. We can either click here or click directly on the fire. There is danger of damage, but we understand the risks. We can just do this. Oh, it didn't do what I thought. So we're just stood in the fire. Okay, so we did want to do extinguish. There we go. As I say, bit of a learning curve. Not really played it much yet, but we can extinguish this one. There we go. Let's walk over to the door. Double move. More fires over there. We can open the door. Well, her home looks fine. Arita, have you breakfast ready? I'm starving. Coming. Tell me you brought something nice. Oh, I left my... No time now. These things came. I'm not sure what they were. Caused chaos. One's behind the house. Won't leave. Grab something and hit it. So again, we get some choices. We could have a pitchfork, double-handed spear-like weapon. We can have a pickaxe. That's obviously a one-handed weapon. Or a frying pan. I'm not entirely sure what we're going for a frying pan. It does look like a big heavy iron one, but I think I am going to go for the pickaxe. We can beat the thing, right? Well, glory comes not to them who shyly ask odds. Best be prepared though. So we have got one foe card. It is a roe. It's obviously a mutated kind of deer creature. Staggering around and bellowing in agony. So at the top of the screen we have got our objective. We've got to kill the beast. We will just dash through here. So I'm not going to open the door just yet. Thanks to me standing in fire, it has kind of hurt us. So we can just end our turn. We will open the door with this thingy. No, we can't do that. That's done the turn. Okay. Click on the right one. There we go. We can't actually see anything. If we come out, yeah. There it is. So another tooltip, if we are adjacent to an ally, we are walling with them. Walling reduces incoming damage by 1, but it does not stack. From here we can take a shot though, so we can do just that, 86%. Not quite killed them. Of course we skipped the go with the other one, never mind. We can now have a go, move to here, and have a whack. Now, 4 damage. Okay. So, victory is ours. So after that little bit of a false start, it was quite easy, but obviously this is just tutorial mode. Now, effectively, we have leveled up. So Vale is a warrior, built hardy, enduring with a natural aptitude for battle. So we develop powerful techniques for close combat. So there are 3 different options. We always get 3 different options. Some of them are going to be passive, like the centre one, Paladin. If Vale ends her turn by moving, she will automatically enter Guardian. Now Guardian is a warrior ability that attacks the first enemy to come next to you. We've also got Shield Shear. This is an active ability, which means we have to use it the same way as an attack. It uses one of our actions. Normally attacks end your go, but every other turn as a swift action, Vale shreds 2 of the foe's armour with the weapon. So the Shield Shear reduces the enemy's armour. We can only do it every 2 turns, so it's obviously got a cooldown. But the one I am probably going to go for, it's a skill I have seen in my previous playthrough, is Sentinel. Now this is an active skill the same, it replaces Guardian, and the warrior leaps up to 2 tiles to intercept foes, and more importantly, give them a reaction strike to stop their movement. Now Sentinel is pretty good, it can defend your weaker characters, and obviously gives you that free attack on your enemy. We're definitely going with that. We also get a level up with Arita, so she is a hunter now. Hunters thrive in the wild, striving through stealth and fearless archery. They master their surroundings and bring down large quarry. So we could go for Ember Arrows. This is a passive, and it gives us extra damage, but only whilst we're standing next to a blaze, and the fire cannot spread onto her. So that is fairly useful, but also fairly situational. We have also got Rogue, which is another passive. Every time Arita kills an enemy, she enters the grey plane for free. So the grey plane is like a sneaky mode. Whilst you're on it, enemy can't see you. I think if you get certain abilities, do extra damage whilst you're on the grey plane. Obviously attacking, I think, does reveal you, and the enemy does have a chance of spotting you anyway. So that is pretty good. But I kind of like the idea of jump jump. It is only once per combat, but it is a swift action, so you can do it as part of your turn and not lose any actions. Arita throws a jump jaw trap that will damage and pin the first enemy that walks near it. So again, like our Sentinel ability, this stops the enemy getting our more squishy characters, pins them in place, and allows us to control the combat. I think I am going with jump jump. So we have also got a piece of equipment we've found. It is a silverbark brooch. It gives us +5 to block. This is a passive, so we don't have to activate the ability. Over on the right, we can see who gets it. So Vale has got an empty slot, and Arita has got an empty slot. If both of them were full, and we think this isn't as good, we can actually salvage it to gain fabric. Now I haven't really seen the crafting mechanic in the game yet, and I'm not even sure whether it has been implemented or not, but obviously that will come up as and when we get to it. Because this item is for blocking, we're going to give it to Vale. We get to see what it looks like on our character, so as you can see on the right side of her body, she is now wearing the brooch. Very good. I love the way this happens. Any item, doesn't matter what it is, it goes onto your character like it was drawn there. Such a clever way of doing it. In fact, I really love that. That is one of my favourite things to see in any game. This is certainly best for her. She is going to be at the front doing the fighting, so being able to block certainly helps. We're going to claim that. So we are on to the next part of the story, Trekking Destiny. Death comes masked, they say. I'm glad you were here to meet it, Vale. We should go. Hamish is alone. Sorry. I know it's a bad timing, but we promised to meet him. Now, up at that shadowy ruin? What about my home? Fire's out, things dead. The other townsfolk will do what's needed. And I'm curious. Now that you mention it, the tracks do lead that way. Why was Hamish so intent on meeting us there? That old black tower. How much more ominous could it be? Oh, Hamish, flying recklessly into any mystery. Did it finally catch up with you? So now we get another choice. This is obviously for Arita this time. We can either have a rivalry with Hamish. Obviously, if we choose that, Arita's thinking what madness it is. We can all be friends. So Arita's thinking, come on, we've got to get to Hamish. Or we can have a romance with Hamish. So I have not chose the romance option, but it can lead to interesting choices down the way. So I think Arita and Hamish are going to be more than just friends. We're going to go with option. You've always been a little fond of Hamish, right? You know what it is? No matter where he goes, things happen. So it's just... we tend to have adventures. There's the tower. Looks like there are some beasts surrounding it. So now we're on the world map. Now there are certain things that we can't look at. So obviously the sea, well this is a lake, we can't go that way because we haven't got any way of crossing the lake. This bit is mountains and it is impassable to us, we can't go that way. And this bit is smothered with like the fog of mystery, so we can't actually go that way at the minute. What we can do is just click on Free Wolftop, which is foothills. That's where the tower is, and we can scout out the area. Now, as with all of our adventures, we can choose who goes on it. Now, Hamish, we haven't actually rescued him yet. He is already at the tower. He's 0 days away. The other guys, they're slightly further away. Obviously, Vale must be slightly slower as she's 18 days away instead of 15. But we can just say, let's go, spin through the days until we get there. So, as you can see at the very top there, we're still in winter, and we are now scouting as well. Because the days have spun on, we've actually got a little bit of healing with Vale. Thanks to my ineptitude of standing in fires, our main warrior is injured, but that's fine. We can now look at the next part of the story, which is Wildermyth. The previous night, the tower where Hamish had chosen to meet was a place he often used to escape to as a boy. He knew its rooms and floors well. He could survive being chased through them, but they were a bit dusty. And now I wait, I suppose, until the beast breaks through. So some kind of beast is chasing Hamish. Keep it up, beast. Keep it up and we'll see. Naff, naff. The tower had outlived generations. Whatever wealth it once may have guarded was now gone, or ground to dust. But as the old will tell you, in dusty shadows, shy things long ago overlooked. That book, why have I never... Are you wondering why I'm talking to myself, beast? I'm also wondering. The book felt heavier than its slender spine suggested. It was full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. The tyrant's medicine imparted no salient secret. It was only a fairy tale about a dying emperor. He swallowed stars every month to calm his consuming anger. Mama Glystop's horn spun a yarn of a mother who drank so much and laughed so freely that she grew a beautiful spiral horn. Her our children were very proud. Hamish reached the last word of the final tale. A few blank pages were left. This book, there's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Right, then this must be the beginning. Here in our yondering country, Hamish wrote, not sure why, but finding words ready. Omens had taken shape in the fabric of the land. There, inside this weird turning heart that thrummed in things. Some things in the wood is very strange. Some were just misgivings. They crept through his body like sourceless aches on wakes with. Others were more substantial. Now they seemed a thundering promise of doom. From the shadowy fingers of the lands we claim as our own, to the huddled homes where we heap our meagre treasures, fears have begun to pool and fester, drowned in good sense. In the wild black woods where birds once bellied, a hateful silence churns. A sudden startling pain hits Hamish's head. It subsided. For a moment he felt very blank. The story he had written lay before him in a luminous script, and more empty pages seemed to have sprouted up behind it. Why do I feel powerful? So we now get a choice. Do we choose a spoon or do we choose a staff? I'm not sure why we'd choose a spoon. Let's go with the staff. Run if you are wise. Ugh. So we've got another foe card, a rager. Some kind of wild boar that is misshapen. So we have got to use infusion to kill from a distance. Well, there's nothing in here to do that with. We can walk up to the door, open the door, there's the creature. Okay, so to infuse an object, we have to use our ability to connect with fire or scenery. Different types of scenery gives us different effects. Many of these let you use the scenery to damage the enemy. So we could actually use our magic to control the scenery for a magical effect. Let's have a look. So we can't do much from here. I don't think we can actually get the book. That is the end of our code though. So it's searching for us. We can move through and we can actually do Shark Trap. Now this is from the bookshop. We drop the trap down. Yeah, it's stepped on our trap straight away. We can actually do it again, I think, because the bookshelf is gone. Because no, it was magic. So we do get to have another go. We can infuse another item. Let's go for a chair. We can even do a second metal bucket. Why not? Metal bucket. Well, Splinter Blast, that's from the chair. It's not in range. Shackle. That will stop it moving. Okay, I'm not entirely sure we do that. Shackled. Yeah, it loses shackled. So it just gives us an extra turn. Okay, can we get anything else with our infusion? Splinter Blast? It's not really in range, is it? We could do this tile with a Splinter Blast, and that will hit it, but only for a bit. Oh yeah, well that seems to have damaged it a bit. Will it move? Do you know what? Let's go for the bookshelf again. We can do Splinter Blast. It's going to be out. Yeah, this is an AoE. We can infuse something else. Let's do that table? The workbench? Oh, click away from it. There we go. Oh, we've got a massive anvil there as well. So barrage. Yes, we can get that. It's a much bigger area, but it blocked it. Okay, it has stepped onto our trap though, and now it's within range of our splinter backs. There we go, and that's 3 damage, which will take. Excellent. As a mystic, Hamish has acquired the knack of infusing his spirit with earthly things, drawing on these bonds to enact formidable magics. So again, we've got 3 different choices. We've got an active. This is Ignite. It allows us to set fire to things, creating a blaze. Now this would be really useful if we had took the fire arrows one with our hunter. Of course we didn't, so I think that one won't be as good. Soul Splitting does sound good. That is a passive. And I think we can have 2 items infused. And for each item is infused, we get 2 less damage. Now that is really powerful, but we don't really want Hamish taking any damage. Our warrior, that's what they're for. They get in the way and do the fighting for the mystic. The last one, Spirit Blade, does sound really good. It's a passive / active, so it does both. When allies are standing next to one of our infused objects, they gain +1 to their damage. Infused blazes can be used to grant allies fiery attacks. So that is like the fire arrow ability, except obviously we are using magic to get the effect rather than their own skill. I really like the idea of buffing our entire squad, so I'm going with Spirit Blade. We have also found a Strap of Divinity. It gives us +0.8 warding, and that is a passive. I don't really know what that does, but it's better to equip something to an empty slot than salvage it. So we're going to go with that. We get to see him there. He's got his staff, he's got his sash on as well. We are definitely claiming that because there's nobody else to do it. Did I just do that? I did. I felt the, something. And does this mean I'm a storybook character? I suppose I should find a talking animal to give me a quest. Hamish! You look good. Are you alright? Arita, I am glad you're safe. Vale, glad you made it too. You see the smoke from Gustlop? Yeah, that's Gustlop. It's burning. How? Whoa. I've been a little busy myself. Actually, would you two mind terribly if we... So I'm not sure if you've ever seen a monster? Sure we have. We slay monsters. Well, I'm a weird magician. So we have fully discovered the site now. We have got to assault Hunoth's outlook. We don't have to do it right now. We could travel off. But now we've got the whole party together, let's go in and have a look. So we are 0 days away. I think we're going in with the whole lot. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Obviously, if you've got more than 5 heroes, you can do more things. So there is only one option. Let's go. If we make this look good, they'll turn it into a ballad. Any ideas? So we are presented with another choice. Do we go on the offensive? Like Arita suggests, if you're not the hunter, you're the prey? Or do we play it safe, like Hamish is suggesting? Try the methodical, patient approach and be defensive. I think offense is the best form of defense. Let's go with that. So we have got a special combat modifier for this battle. All heroes have got courage. We get +1 damage / potency for 3 turns. Excellent. We have got 2 foe cards. We've got raccoons and roe. So let's head in and see what that's all about. Obviously, there is a few different bits strewn around. We can't really see. Warrior, you can go in first. Open the door. Can't really see anything else. Well, let's just go forward. We get Rita there. Let's just move you to there. We've got another door around the corner. We will move Hamish to there as well. They have their go. They're not really doing much. Okay, we've come to here and open the door. And that was a freebie. So, we could move in, but we can't attack. If we go to a sentinel and they move, we get a free attack in. We could put a jump jaw trap down now. If we put it here, will it automatically go off? Let's try it. Well, it is down. We can shoot the raccoon as well. There we go. Excellent. We can move with Hamish. Let's move to give Vale some defense bonus. We can use the barrels. We can also do splinter blast. If we do it, not quite get it. We could just take the raccoon. Why not? There we go. That one's gone. The row, he gets to go. He is hit by the trap and gets hit for 5. What a combo. They are gone. Easy victory. We've found a sword. Now a sword, that's going to be better than a pickaxe. It is an actual warrior weapon. We can see the comparison there, so it has got better damage, same range, less shred. Obviously a pickaxe, big, heavy, horrible weapon to be hit with. It's got better block and better melee accuracy. I think we do keep the pickaxe and could equip it in an offhand slot or in a separate slot. I think we are just going to replace it. We have also found a Scarf of Chivalry. Now this is plus 0.5 armour, and again, Vale's a warrior, so let's go with that for her. Yeah, as you can see, we've got the slash and the brooch now. Lovely. Some dawns are grey that should be golden. The smell of ash embitters the taste of victory. No rain. I wish we'd get some rain. Storms are milling above our hills, the neighbouring fields, rivers. It's time to raise our walls, fortify our hearts, and survive. We who see clouds gather must act first. What started here could be much bigger than us, so I was thinking. Let's not wait to be overrun. We'll walk these lands, we'll learn how to fight, we'll send out word, a call for the able and strong, and we'll name this company of heroes. And now we get to choose the name of our own band of heroes. The Elders of Knowledge, well, I don't think that seems like our bunch of heroes. The Stallions of Story, quite like that. The Avengers of the Rough Serpent. Well, I don't know who the Rough Serpent is, but they obviously need avenging. We can enter our own, but I kinda like the Avengers of the Rough Serpent. Let's go with that. I'll imagine it'll be dangerous. Wanderers in the wilderness, duels on drawbridges, romance amongst the ruins. I am that woman. You know I'm in if you're in. Here follows the tales of the Avengers of the Rough Serpent. Be remembered. So we've kind of finished the first part of the story now. We've got our band of heroes together. They obviously started as hapless villagers, but now they have stepped up to become heroes. We have also got our first calamity. So some calamities we can use legacy points to stop. This one we can't stop. We have got a raccoon with extra armour. So this is a new monster that will pop up on our adventures. We can't do anything about it, so we'll just finish that up. And this goes into our monster deck. Obviously it is the only card in there. We still get story-specific monsters, but all of these extra ones will turn up on our adventures. If we click on Monster View, it shows all of the monsters that will be available. Obviously, there are different types. I don't really know what they are. The Woken, they're obviously the first. These guys, they're kind of the mutated animals. I have no idea what these are. They look horrible. And we've obviously got these weird worm-like dragons. I've not seen many of them. I have seen the Woken, and obviously we have all seen the mutated animals. We can't do anything with this either, so let's move on for now. So we get a little tooltip about legacy points. So every time we move to new sites, we can do different things. We can recruit heroes. Obviously we've got to have the little hero icon there. Gustlup, that's a town. That is going to be a place to recruit heroes. We can build stations. Now these give us certain benefits. I think mainly it is for crafting. I don't really know yet. I've only seen a little bit of that. Or we can use them to cancel calamities and incursions. So as we saw, we got a new calamity added in, and it was that raccoons now have extra armour. Well, that was fine. It didn't seem too much of a problem when we were fighting it just then. So now we are back on the map. We have a few different options. We could head back to town and look for a new party member. I think we can have up to 5 at a time, and obviously the more the better. We have also got the chance to secure Hanath's outlook. Now that will give us resources, I think. That is definitely an option. And obviously we have got a bridge here. It goes through the mountain path and onto this place. That would be a new place to scout. I think before we move on, or in fact secure this, we'll probably head back to Gustlup and get an extra party member. But I do think we'll leave it here for now and pick it up next time. Obviously we've seen a little bit of the game, we've seen kind of the basics of how combat works, and we've seen a little bit of the story. Hopefully my dyslexia hasn't made the reading bits too painful to watch, and hopefully you have enjoyed the video. If you want to try the game yourself, there is a link in the description as always that will take you straight to the Steam page. And if you would like to show your support for the channel, do leave those likes if you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments of where I'm going on, or just words of encouragement. You know, all the usual YouTube stuff. But for now, I've been the Bristly Stranger. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.